now we present recap of February MTA committee meetings with your host Jason Anthony Pinero from his studios in Boerum Hill, Brooklyn.
And that's right. Good evening, folks, and welcome to this recap of February's MTA committee meeting for February 2019. And this is your host, Jason Anthony Pinero. And let's get to business, shall we? And my apologies for the epic fail regarding the title, but that will be fixed later on. And let's go to Twitter, of all places. And let's go to my Twitter page. And of course, we started the day with an incident in one of the escalators that Erica Byfield from NBC4 New York posted these pictures from 5th Avenue, 53rd Street on the 53rd Street line. And then it says that the elevator will be out of service until 2/27/2019. That's essentially Wednesday. And of course, that station lacks thereof elevators. But of course, we're gonna start with this tweet from Eastside Access. Saving Long Island commuters to Manhattan's East Side up to 40 minutes a day. What will you do with that time? Sleep in, make your kids game, have a dinner with your family, workout, pick up your child from daycare. Mm. And then we have David Meyer tweeting. And of course, Dan Vivoli tweeting out 33 public speakers doing the MTA's transit committee. And let's see what he posted. A man testified at MTA NYCT board meeting gets applause for nothing. There's no one disabled on the MTA board, and that's absolutely right. And then Carl Broadsbrod asked about recommendations made in the New York City Controller's Report, Scott Granger, about false statements MTA has pushed that to your credit, Mr. Byford, that has improved substantially since he got here. And of course, we have NBC4's Andrew Sif tweeting every one of us if we live long enough We will become disabled. MTA rider demanding better accessibility in stations. And we have Paul Bolton posting New York lawmakers weigh funding as measure MTA feels the heat. And we have PCAC's Associate Director Alan Shannon speaks about the importance of sustaining funding for Fast Forward and the progress made in subway performance. Hashtag congestion pricing. And let's talk a little bit more regarding congestion pricing. And under Governor Andrew Mark Cuomo's proposal, he wants to charge a flat rate. Guys, got that right, a flat rate for vehicles traveling essentially south of 60th Street in Manhattan. But it is still unclear if this applies for people coming from Brooklyn, from Queens, Jersey. But my plan, or in other words, the suggestion that I made in a finance committee, that it wasn't well received by committee chair Larry Schwartz. That when I was speaking, he abandoned the boardroom and he left interim chairman Fernando Farrell in charge. So this is my proposal. If you come from Westchester County or upstate using the Sawmill River Parkway, I-87, Bronx River Parkway, the Hutchinson River Parkway, and the I-95, in other words, the New England Thruway, within the city limits, congestion pricing will be established, but not in a flat rate. It will be dynamic. And what do I mean by dynamic? Let's this is the scenario right now. See, if you travel through the Henry Hudson Parkway, Bronx River Parkway, Hutchinson River Parkway, and the New England Thruway, entering to the Bronx, the rates that you will pay, it won't be as much. But of course, if you use the Cross Island Parkway, or even the Southern State Parkway and the Northern State Parkway and the Long Island Expressway, and if you enter through into the city through Queens, let's say to be exact, the Cross Island Parkway will be the city line limit, basically. So if you pass through these points west, that's the amount of money that you will have to pay. But if you come from New Jersey, using either the Goethals Bridge, the other bridge crossing, the Bayonne Bridge, the Holland Tunnel, the Abraham Lincoln Tunnel, and the George Washington Bridge, you will still be paying the $15 from New Jersey, but not from the city. And then we have Danielle Fafaro from the New York Post posting a quote from President Byford saying that my commitment to those 50 stations is rock solid. And of course, the MTA is announcing 4 new dates regarding the L Train project. And it will be in two in Manhattan and two in Brooklyn. And the open houses will be Thursday, March 7th in the Sharing of our Guadalupe. This is at 328 West 14th Street between 8th and 9th. Wednesday, March 13th will be at the Williamsburg North Side School. That's at 299 North 7th Street at Meeker Avenue. We have Tuesday, March 19th. That will be at the Grand Street Campus High School. This is at 850 Grand Street between Bushwick Avenue and Waterbury Street. And finally, Monday, April 8th at the 14th Street Y. This is at 344 East 14th Street between 1st and 2nd Avenues. And let's see the revised proposal for weeknights and weekends. But the good thing is that the out system transfers, at least two of them will remain. That will be the complex between Hughes, Broadway, and Lorimer Street, between the J and the M and the G, and Junior Street and Livonia Avenue between the 3 and the L. But there will be some L trains from Canarsie terminating at Lorimer Street, running every 10 minutes, and service every 20 minutes between 8th Avenue and Bedford Avenue, and two shuttle buses running in two routes. The first between Bedford Avenue, Lorimer Street, and Marcy Avenue, And the second, that's the one in purple, that'll be between Bedford Avenue, Lorimer Street, Hill Street and Broadway, and Marcy Avenue. And also we have enhanced M14A bus that'll be enhanced from Aberdeen Square all the way to Delancey, Essex. But the M running 296th Street uh, weeknights and weekends will still remain. That's a good thing. So weeknights starting at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. L trains will run every 20 minutes between Manhattan and Brooklyn, and every 10 minutes within Brooklyn. Service will wrap down at 8 p.m. to make room for work trains. Overnight between 1:30 a.m. and 5 a.m., the service runs at its normal frequencies without trains running every 20 minutes. Because within every 20 minutes, you could roughly run 3 trains per hour. That means at the top of the hour, 20 after, and 40 after. And at 1:30, that could be reasonable if it's on a weekend, but not weekday. And then we have weekends from 8 a.m. Friday to 5 a.m. Monday. L trains will run every 20 minutes between Manhattan and Brooklyn and every 10 minutes within Brooklyn. Overnights between 1:30 a.m. and 5 a.m. service will run its normal frequencies with L trains running every 20 minutes. L trains will run every 10 minutes within Brooklyn thanks to the extra overlay trains between Lorimer Street and Canarsie. We'll be running these trains during the busiest L train services impacted between 10 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. weeknights and 6 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. on weekends. Service on the L will be reduced on nights and weekends, but we will enhance service on the M, on the G, and the 7 buses. Let's go to the M. Weeknights we will extend the normal hours of weekday M service in Manhattan between 10 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. After 10 p.m. on weeknights, we will extend the M to 96th Street on the Q instead of going to Queen to Forest Hills. In weekends, it will be running to 96th Street every 8 minutes instead of 10 minutes during the day. On the G, we have weeknights will be running 5 additional G train trips between 8:30 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. On weekends, trains will run every 8 minutes instead of every 10 minutes during the day. 7 train service weeknights will run 5 additional trips from 8:30 p.m. to midnight. On weekends, 7 train will continue to run every 4 to 7.5 minutes. Free transfer between Livonia. Epic fail. It should be Livonia Avenue. on the L and Junior Street on the 3. In between Hughes Street and Lombard Street on the J and the M, and Broadway on the G. Enhanced M14 regular bus service. The extra M14A will be extended to connect with Delancey Essex Street on the F, J, M, and Z lines. On weekends, the M14A and D buses combined will run every 3 minutes along 14th Street. And the MTA is introducing the new Williamsburg Link buses. It will operate in 2 routes, one clockwise and one counterclockwise. These buses will provide connection between Bedford Avenue on the L, Lower Street Metropolitan Avenue GL, and Marcy Avenue JM. On weekends, buses will run every 3 minutes. Let's return to Twitter. We have Jose Martinez tweet. Obviously, Chuck Murler, the most quotable member of the MTA. And of course, I don't know if you guys have noticed in some subway stations, um, the regular advertising that we will see that oftentimes will have to be peeled off and then glue another one, etc., etc. These ads now are digital, and soon we will see them aboard trains. Uh, let's take a short break and we'll be right back. And we are back. Thanks for everybody for joining us. This is Jason Anthony Pinheiro. Now we're gonna analyze a little bit what happened today during the commuter rails. During the commuter rails, we had, of course, we had General Lieber taking a huge chunk of the joint metro, let's say a big chunk of the commuter rail. And of course, the joint Metro North and Long Island Railroad Committee was chaired today by Mitch Pally. And next to him was Long Island Railroad President Philip Ang. But why the commuter rails took so long and passed the 10 a.m. limit? Because of this. Update on PTC. In my opinion, that report should have been discussed on CPOC. But that's why it took a huge chunk of the time. And of course, we had Janoliva presenting the remnants of the new Penn Station. That includes the following. MTACC is planning to build a new entrance at 33rd Street and 7th Avenue. Right here in this portion, Capital One was there, but now is over here on this side. So I'm wondering in which side they're gonna do it at. This side? In other words, on the north side of 33rd or on the south side of 33rd. That's the biggest question. And of course, we asked during CPOC if PTC is going to be installed in the Penn access line between New Rochelle and Penn Station. No answer received. Mm. I want to see if I could find. We're talking about 337 pages of the Joint Committe rails. And of course, and if people are asking if Murray Bowden was there today, this will be shocking. Murray Bowden wasn't there today. Believe it or not, he didn't show up. But Tony Murphy from the Fiascos MTA showed up, and um, we have a separate video regarding his speech that you can view as we speak on my YouTube channel. And of course, we asked during transit, we spoke to the director of procurements for New York City Transit, Steve Bachaki, regarding why we are not seeing USB charging ports in the ESI stations in Manhattan. We are still waiting for a response from him, and we will follow up with him on Wednesday regarding that matter. And of course, we had reports all day today, starting with the day news. And this is Dan Vivoli. And of course, that's not only the only report that he published. Early this morning, we received a report that the base fare on the subways and buses and accessory won't go up. And there you see the usual speaker, Gene Ryan, but MTA sources told the New York Daily News this report that came out at 6 a.m. this very morning. It says, say goodbye to the paper ride bonus on your Metro card. A MTA plan to Fair revenue will keep the basic price of a subway uh, ride or bus ride at 275, but eliminating the 5% bonus. But it's unclear what the MTA will do about the limited ride metro cards, which is now 32 for 7 days and 121 for 30 days. And this, you guys see where it's shaded up? That's the why 2 years ago the fares didn't go up. 4 years ago the fares didn't go up because of this. And it's gonna keep happening. But one question remains. Why accessory users have to pay $2.75 if people with my apologies, if people with disabilities get a half price Metro card? See, and this is the requirements for the reduced fare Metro card. That'll be $1.35. And they could use it in all this. It the subways and buses at all times, express buses, except weekday rush hours, and Long Island Railroad Metro North at any time except rush hours. And the application is very easy. And you have to go to Stone Street. But why not accessorize users get the same benefits? Why not? That is a good question to ask. Why accessory riders don't pay $1.35 instead of $2.75? And I haven't heard no accessibility advocate saying this, not even Joe Rappaport, not even Gene Ryan. Uh uh uh. But let's see what's gonna happen on Wednesday during Farmageddon Part 2. And we noticed weird things today also. We noticed that David Jones wasn't present. We noticed that Patty Trottenberg was pretty quiet today. We noticed that Chuck Mardler, Norman Brown, not so much. But I want to give a special thank you to a very special MTA board member, and that is Veronica Vanderpool. I reported this back on Saturday morning on the D train. I sent the tweet to Sarah Meyer. Honestly, Sarah Meyer didn't respond. But look at the response from MTA board member Veronica Vanderpool. She thanked me for flagging the issue, and I replied back to her. See, that's the kind of people that I appreciate. And with some people on the board, we could agree and disagree sometimes. But you have to use the service. Veronica uses it. Freddie Ferrer uses it. Andrew Albert uses it. Even journalists uses it, like Jose Martinez, Greg Barker, Andrew Sif, Vince Barone, among others. But of course, stay tuned Wednesday morning that we're gonna be at MTA headquarters at 2 Broadway for the MTA full board meeting. And as we speak, the board materials hasn't came out yet. So that means that something is going to happen. So it's 11 minutes after 8 o'clock. Remember, I won't be available tomorrow because I'll be serving as a poll worker during the special public advocate election. But I'll be doing short live streams on Periscope here and there. But of course, at 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, we will keep reporting for you guys what happens regarding Farmageddon. So, having that in mind, so thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on Wednesday.